I'm Intruder Green. You might know me from things like Wild at Heart, Justice Centrum Leobin, and Destiny 2. Welcome to the Intruder Green podcast. Yeah, it is the 8th of September in 2021. Things are still crazy. I'm looking forward to the new Andrew WK album coming out this Friday. I think, it's weird because, if you're ever in a funk, I think that Andrew WK is a real good thing to listen to, as well as a lot of other, punk rock bands and stuff. But, I don't know. For me, nothing gets me out of a head funk or I'm feeling real shitty in my brain some Andrew WK tunes, because he's got a real good outlook and stuff on things. But it's weird because he's releasing his new album the day before the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks or whatnot. So that's going to be a real shitty day, I think, especially with what's going on with the U.S. pulling out of Afghanistan and everything. It's just real fucking weird, and I don't need to get into all that, but it's going to be, I think that it's good timing for Andrew WK album to come out, because a lot of people are going to need it. And I might be one of those people, frankly. Oh, yeah. But, all that stuff is, the way the crazy world is. And hopefully we can just do better in the future and, help all those poor fucking people whose lives are getting all fucked up. Anyway, I got to give a shout out to the producers of the podcast. We got Luke Ellis, Renaissance, Heather Royston, Gem City, Sabrina, Sarah Koenig, Audacity Crash Clothing, Chelsea McNally, Cardboard Box Colony, and Carlos Hernandez. Thanks you guys again for sticking in there. I know I mentioned in the last one, I got a bunch of addresses for people. I might have got everybody, but I'm not sure. So this is a little reminder in case I didn't get yours. But I got emails. If you message me on the Patreon, I also got an email form, and I can also look at the Patreon, I suppose, since that's the way it's supposed to work. But I'll be getting those sent out soon. And I know a lot of people offered to pay for shipping and stuff, and it's the whole point is that I just want to get it to you guys and see how much shipping costs. We'll see how it goes. If you want to I'll let you guys know how much the shipping is and see if you want to add that to what we do every month. And as far as these stickers go, I'm gonna see how I can make it interesting, because I got some designs for the web store and everything that we can make stickers out of, but I want to also do I've been trying to do my own art and make NFTs and stuff, and that would be cool on a sticker maybe. I don't know, that whole thing is weird because it's you sell the thing, but then it's can't I still make stickers of it too? I mean, maybe the guys will sue me or something, but I'm not making no more money on it anyway. You fucking bought it. Anyway, yeah, it's a weird thing. But I definitely want to try putting out stickers every month for you guys. And maybe if shipping is a weird thing, we could do it I'll send them out every 3 months, but you'll get 3 different stickers or something weird like that, We could fuck around with it, and it's gonna be cool. So anyway, that was all just to say, appreciate everybody getting on the Patreon and helping me keep making this. And we've been lining up some good guests. This week we got Circus Rhapsody. It's another Melanie K joint. She's hooking it up. They're a real interesting band. They're on that what is it called? The Vanity label. Mannequin Vanity Records, I believe. We talk about it in the podcast, and all the bands on there are I don't know, it's they do costumes and stuff, which is a fucking weird thing for a band to do, but whatever, it could be cool. So they're all themed bands and stuff like that. So this one's a circus theme, and they do all sorts of weird stuff that you'll hear about in a podcast. So I won't talk about it too much here, but anyway, you want to get on the Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/Intruder Green, and you can find all the other stuff that you might want from me on intrudergreen.com. The merch store is also up there. You can hit that up if you're in Europe or the UK, I guess. I'm not sure how shipping there is working out these days, but we'll find out, you know? Yeah, so I got a bunch of records and stuff. Like, it's not necessarily Master Intruder stuff, although I think I've got the second album on there, vinyl. So, you could maybe pick one of those up. Otherwise, there's just a bunch of stuff that I found, off the back of a truck. It fell off, though, like it just found it. So it's all legitimate, all right. Yeah, there's some t-shirts and stuff, too. It's not even all bands that I'm that into, but you might be into. And so, yeah, check it out. Go to intrudergreen.com and check that shit out. So anyway, there's lots of cool stuff coming up. Hopefully, I kind of want to keep the podcast to 2 a month at this point because... it's easier to get it done well that way and try to start coming out with them like regularly instead of me just trying to like bust ass and like, maybe I don't come out with one for a whole month and then I try to do 3 in a month and then 4 or whatever. Just a steady pace I think is the right way to go. So without further ado, I'm on the show.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Intruder Green,
an inmate at Federal Correctional Institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1.
Come on, girl, now it's time to go to a place where nobody goes. In another town, on the other side of space. It won't be the same. Unlike bingo or party clothes. Unlike bingo or party clothes.
Stop recording that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you get the lady announcing that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, all right.
So we start now.
Yeah, we'll get started. Because we've never met. But you guys, you're representing. Is it name Michi?
I'm Michael. You can call me Michi if you really should pronounce it Michi.
Yeah, with the German sound, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all right. I'll do my best. But you're representing your band Circus Rhapsody, right?
Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Melanie K sent me your way or you my way, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. I've been checking out your tunes. I had no idea you guys were based out of Berlin until I just checked out your website because I don't think Melanie really sent me much about you guys. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, just from listening to you guys, like, you sing in English. I couldn't really pick up. Well, you guys do so much different kinds of music that I was like, I couldn't really pick up an accent or anything, like a German specific accent, at least.
That's a good thing, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's up. It's fine. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if you could hear it, but like, it's fine. It's cool.
I guess if you listen to the French song, oh, cheers, my friend. Grün.
Oh yeah, we're both drinking beers. What do you got?
I got a Brullo Happy Pilz.
Okay.
It's a Berlin-based craft beer.
Oh yeah. Berlin's got lots of cool stuff.
Because it's
Stortebaker. That's sure, kind of it's not necessarily a craft beer. It kind of is, but that's from like up north, right? By the sea, by the Black Sea or something. I don't know.
You're in Hamburg right now?
No, my location is at large, but yeah, I am in Germany.
All right.
Yeah,
I guess
somewhere. I like to tell people it's somewhere near Berlin and Dresden, and it's in another big city, but I can't say exactly where.
Then it's Hamburg.
No.
I mean,
not Hamburg. It's not Hamburg.
We don't even have big cities. I mean, even Berlin is not that big.
Well, I don't know.
Define
big city. Like Big
As an American.
city, big city. Oh, yeah.
Big city life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, talking about the music. Yeah, what name would you give the genre? I don't know.
No, it's all over the place, which I think it's real interesting that way. I know you guys say like on the website or whatever, you call it like what is it called? Like circus folk punk or something like that.
We change it every couple of years.
Yeah, I was gonna say it don't sound like that folky to me, it's more just because like I was listening to the new album specifically. And it opens up with this pretty like straight up punk rock song, you're doing almost kind of like a strung out kind of thing where you got like real shreddy guitars, like and stuff like that. And you got the classic, super fast punk beat, skate punk beat. It's cool shit. But yeah, you guys definitely mix it up a lot because I think the next song on the album is like a ska song. You would never have guessed that from the first one.
Yeah, and the thing is, we are four-piece and on stage, and three of us are lead singers, and so the third song is the first song where the first two songs is the other one I sing, and then the drummer started singing, and so many people I showed the album before the release were like, okay, this is a compilation, right?
Yeah, right.
It's an album. Yeah, but you don't want to sell it as an album. We record it as one piece. We are one band. Sure, we it's the plan.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's funny that people say that. I mean, yeah, I believe it though. Like if you told me like, oh, this is all different bands, I would be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah. So how does that work? You just got like, do you guys like try to just be like, all right, let's do a ska song now? Or is it kind of like you got different people in the band who kind of prefer different styles, so you're all like, well, we're gonna indulge you because you're the ska guy, so you wrote a ska song, so we're gonna like figure that out.
It kind of started when we started the band in 2009. That we started as a horror punk band actually because we were all fans of the Misfits. Yeah. The first album was Pacific Playland, and all the songs were like named after horror movies and stuff.
That's cool too.
All the shit. And then I met our guitar player, Mahatse, or we talked about that he is a big fan of Stray Cats and country music.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. And so we mixed it up a bit. And the drummer said, you had a metalcore band before. And over a couple of years, we had different guest musicians. Like we had a trumpet player and an accordion player. And they were more into ska than we were. And so it was like, yeah, why not? Let's do this. I mean, our punk is shit, so maybe we could mix it up so we can try different genres. My father is a big fan of Irish folk music.
Right.
So I wrote
There's definitely a little bit of that in there, yeah.
And so it's and since 2019, our violin player is like a permanent member of the band, Katie. And since then, it was like, okay, maybe we on stage so she doesn't get bored. We do more folky songs, and then it's folk punk for now.
Oh,
folk
yeah.
Punk.
Yeah, like pot folk punk, though, because like, yeah. That's good.
And it's fun. And it's really fun to come into the rehearsal room and say, I have a new song. Okay, which genre do we want to make it in?
Sure. Oh, so that's more how it works. Like you just have a song and you're like, I think it works best in this genre, or like maybe we haven't done this genre in a while. Let's try to do that. Yeah,
kind of like that. We have demos of songs like Invader Zim, the ska song you mentioned earlier. Like it started as, I don't know, like a Ramonesy style, like tick 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 tick, like that, and then we changed into reggae, I guess. And it's like, no, it's too fast in the vocals for a reggae song. Maybe we do a ska beat out of it. Okay, cool. The violin player does a good job, and she does the melody on stage. But for the recordings, it was like, okay, we have friended ska bands, so we asked the trumpet and trombone player of a friended ska band of us, like, would you do that? We want to try that out.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So you kind of make it like a project in the recording studio, and then when you do it live, it's just like you just have the band, and then you just make it work. So you don't have horns live then?
No.
right.
Sometimes when we play in Berlin, and friends of ours,
and people can show up and do it.
Yeah, sure. Or like we have other cities. We have a friend at ska bands, especially in the northern Germany. I don't know why, but in Kiel, like there are many ska bands. I don't know why. What is it? But maybe it's because they live at the ocean. And there we have a friend, a saxophone player, and he does the part. It depends on where we are.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I would say I was wondering too. So Melanie keeps sending me bands from Mannequin Vanity Records. So
I love her for that.
Yeah, really it's cool. It's this record label. It's real interesting. Everything seems like super kind of like theatrical. I mean, and you guys too. I saw you guys got like well, you do some weird stuff on stage, right? Like you've got like I see something about cotton candy. And obviously the music is all over the place, and it's definitely, it sounds like it would be a party. But then you got like what you got people like doing tricks, like juggling and stuff. And I see something about a climbing violinist. So does she climb on something or something like that? What's that mean?
I don't know. I don't know when that started. I mean, I'm a big fan of Taking Back Sunday, just because of the singer.
Oh yeah,
because he's like crazy on stage. Yeah, and she started at one point like, there English word for traversen, the traverse. You know the stuff where the lights are on.
Like a trapeze.
Yeah,
like in the circus.
No, at the stage in a club where you hang the lights on. So metallic.
I know what you're saying. I don't know what the word is for it though.
But these are good letters,
like scaffolding. Yeah.
And so on at one point it was like, okay, you got 3 punk songs now without a violin. I could start to climb because I'm bored. To my next part, and the drummer juggles during parts when we have country songs where he just do like this kick and hi-hat thing, and then he had 3 hands. So wait,
he's actually still playing the drums, but he's juggling. Wow.
Yeah.
See that alone is a reason to go check you guys out. I would love to see that. I could probably watch that for a full set.
Yeah, we are in Hamburg at the photo.
There you go.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And I love that. It seems like all these bands from Mannequin Vanity are like doing that, where it's all sort of theatric and stuff. Because like that's just cool. Like, I mean, I love punk rock. Everybody knows that, and you get to see some punk rock bands, and they're like raw, and they just kind of go out there and rock. But like, it's also real fun when bands can like bring something extra and put on sort of a show where it's not just a bunch of sweaty dudes, singing their guts out on stage, but more like, why not have a fucking juggling drummer or somebody just climbing all over the place? You guys doing anything else? You getting some fire breathers or in there or anything like that?
We planned it for a festival last year that was canceled because of COVID. But actually, a friend of mine is do fire tricks, fire juggling and spitting and stuff like that. And we haven't yet, but we are on it. I want to say at the end, I don't know, we don't have a like a program we do on stage every time. I'm a huge fan. The punk influences of the band are definitely me, and I'm a huge fan of North X and Less Than Jake. So I love talking shit on stage, and I guess at least a third of the set is like me talking to the audience. And
no, that's good.
Talking spontaneous shit, that's.
I see people might frown on that because they're like, just play the fucking song and shit like that. But I'm like, no, because when you keep talking and you make them want it more, it's like, it's like, right. all right. Yeah, you're doing some jokes and whatnot. And eventually then people are like, all right, can you just play the fucking song? And then they really want it, I think. I think that's a good formula.
Yeah, if you just want to hear the music, you can buy the CD.
That's right.
If you want every show to be different, you do spontaneous shit.
That's absolutely right. And yeah, like you mentioned, No Effects, those guys are pros at that. They're fucking, I mean, we played a bunch of shows with them, and like, man, that shit is different every night. It's like some bands you go on tour with and they almost got it like scripted what they're going to say to the audience. And I understand that. It's like you play so many fucking shows. Eventually, it just kind of happens automatically where you're like, I know I said this joke last night and the night before, but I guess I'm just going to say it again because it works every time, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's professional at one point, but that is not what the punk band is about. Like, okay, I do a shitty joke, and maybe tonight it was too much or something, or you talk too much. Or,
you don't know how it's going to go over with each audience either.
Yeah, right. And sometimes they, hey, dude, I like your shirt in the first row. And some people are like, yeah, you recognize me. And some people are like, fuck you. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I will do that again.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody's like, fuck you, you'd be like, all right. That was not the reaction I was hoping for, but that's what we got.
Right.
But so I got to ask then, because you're a German band, and I assume you're German, you're originally from Germany, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So there's this sort of like, I don't know what to call it, like a stigma about German culture that you guys don't get humor the same way other people do. Do you know anything about that, or could you like correct people on that? Because it sounds like, you know, you like to make jokes and stuff. What's the humor scene like there?
Yeah, there is an old saying my grandfather used to say, like, Germans like to go into this basement to laugh. That's that's an old German saying.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, Germany is not that big. I mean, if you see the US beside that, but sure.
It's like the size of Texas, I think.
What?
I think it's like the size of Texas or something.
Yeah, maybe like that. It's like it is a small country, but you have many different cultures on this little place. You have hundreds of dialects and hundreds of different kind of humors. I mean, where I grew up was in Flensburg. That's the last town before Denmark in the north. And I would say the stigma, like, you are like a chilly guy, you don't laugh out loud and stuff. It would be there. I guess that's maybe true. But if you come, I don't know, like here in Berlin, it's like every capital, like you have people from all over the place. And
it's like an international city. So you're going to get a lot of like, when you get those different cultures mixing, you know, it's just like in America. It's like you kind of, everything rubs off on everything else, I guess. I don't know how to put it.
Right. But about the humor thing, I don't know. When we're on tour, I hear often that I have this British black humor, you know, like.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Sometimes I piss people off when they don't know me. Like,
yeah,
what do you want to say? Was that a joke because you don't laugh yourself? I don't know.
You're not supposed to laugh. You're supposed to tell the joke and make them laugh. You know, that's a good delivery.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we live in times where everything mixed up a bit, at least like in being open for the rest of the world. And I guess it's the same with the humor. Yeah.
Well, I think if people are comparing you to like a British humor or like a British like comedian or something, I would take that as a compliment because, like, you know, those British guys, like, they give way less of a shit than like Americans and stuff. Like, I think like they're all over the place. They're fucking you know, they get into that dark humor and stuff. And I think I appreciate that. So the fact that you're coming from you know, where you are, and it's not necessarily as much of a thing there, but you could kind of pull that off and people notice it. I think, I would take it as a compliment if people said like, "Oh, you sound like a British, you know, comedian or something." Yeah. Yeah.
I think if people take the time and the power to comment my humor, I guess they listen enough that I touched them.
Yeah, right.
That's the compliment.
In one way or another.
Yeah, right.
That's good.
I guess.
Yeah, it's good. I say it. I believe it to be true. Yeah. So you got everything canceled last year, like everybody else, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's new? You just came out with this new album, right? Like not too long ago. Came out
Yeah,
this year at least, right?
Yeah, it's actually it's a longest story. We started the recordings 2019. The year before, we put out a 7-inch, like just for the tour with our first own band Schnaps, because a friend of us does her own gin and did a edition, Circus Rhapsody gin edition.
Oh, that's cool.
So on that tour 2018, we had a 7-inch as a bundle with the Schnaps just for the tour.
Holy crap, that sounds great.
And the year after was like, okay, now we have to do an album.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure. The plan was to bring it out last spring, and it was canceled, I guess, around 50 shows or something.
Yeah.
And then we started to do a little kind of quarantine session where this is a plan we had for years. Like, let's take all the friended bands of ours and cover them. Let's just do film covers of songs of bands we love, and let them cover us back, because then we all have like this traffic on the social medias, and we all have something to do with music. And that was what we did last year, and the recordings were ready last year in spring, and I searched for labels, and sure, all the labels said, okay, we can't work with new acts at the moment because we don't know when it will start.
It's a weird time for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, but the positive thing was I spoke to many different labels and get their opinion about the album, and finally we find Mannequin Vanity Records. They're based in San Diego, and it was like, okay, we have an American label now. That's interesting. It's cool, because Jake, the owner, is an awesome guy, and he was like, okay, we just get the same humor, and when we talk first over Zoom, actually, it was like, okay, I guess we want to do this together. It was like, that's fun, and so and we bring the whole cover thing up and said, okay, when we join the label, let's do this cover each other thing into the label. So we cover each band of the label, and they all do this. So we.
Oh, really?
Many labels talk about being a family, but I guess that kind of action is like, okay, we actually know your songs, and that was a nice start. And then 2 weeks ago, nearly 2 weeks ago, we released the album, and it feels like, okay, we are finally where we have to be. Like,
that's great.
The right one.
So this is the first album with Mannequin Vanity Vanity Records. Yeah, it's good. That's great. And it seems like you guys are just the perfect fit for that, because like I said, I've I don't know if it was just one or like a couple of bands that she sent my way, but it seems like they really got a cool theme going. Like they're doing their own thing. And it definitely separates them from, I don't know, just another random punk rock label. But you guys got another label for like your European label, right? That's based out of Berlin.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we there is this record store. I guess it's kind of known. The Cortex here in Berlin is like. Oh yeah. Yeah, they were a label mostly, I guess, in the 90s, beginnings of 2000s, that they do many hardcore bands from Germany. Yeah,
that was a good time to be a label.
Sure thing. And they are still a record store, and they do distribution. And that was perfect for us, because labels nowadays want to have your digital distribution, and you can't give them away twice. And so it was like perfect. When I came to Berlin years ago, it was like, okay, I'm a huge punk fan, and I want to be in Berlin-Kreuzberg, which is like, okay, there is the Cortex, the home of hardcore in Germany, and there is the SO36, which is like, I don't know, the CBGBs of Germany, I would say. Maybe
the only places I know from Berlin are like not to get too sidetracked, but I like talking about clubs and stuff. I like that Wild at Heart and the Tiki Heart and what's that Frankenstein bar? Franken bar. The Franken bar. Yeah, that place is cool.
The Cassiopeia.
Oh yeah, been to. We played there a couple of times at least. Yeah, that's a good time. That's all I can remember. I also remember ending up one night we were in some bar singing karaoke, and I don't know. We all ended up like having this transsexual person like kind of grinding on us, and it was a good time.
Yeah. I mean, Berlin is a nice city. Like I said, you have like this very international audience, and you can be everywhere, and nobody looks strange at you just because, I don't know, you wear a mask all the time or something.
Yeah, that's right. We fit in great, and we can rob people because it's a big city where people got lots of money. All right, allegedly.
Berlin is. There's a saying: Berlin is poor but sexy. The people don't have money yet.
Oh, really? Well, that explains why we are still broke, because we've been to Berlin a few times and we're still broke. So
you always see when.
I guess we just fit in then.
If you see the tour schedule of bigger bands, they don't do Berlin because the don't have money.
That's good to know. I guess we better stop doing that then. We keep going there.
No, come to Berlin. Like, it's nice. It's a good party.
We always have a good time. Well, that's the thing too. It's like it might be one of those cities where you don't get a whole lot of money, but you're definitely going to have a good time, and you might make a little money. And if you can make a little money and have a good time, I mean, isn't that what life's all about? I mean, maybe not to some people, but to me, it is pretty much.
At the end of your days, what a story you want to tell? Yeah, I've been a punk guitar player. That's caused because I'm not good enough to play, I don't know, metal music, and
pretty much
and I make a bit of money out of it. Wow! Or you said I have the best time. I see the whole world. I toured everywhere, and I even were in Berlin and saw Circus Rhapsody. Awesome night.
That's right. Got to see that tight band. Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay, so like anyway, you said you were from the north, right?
Right, Flensburg.
And you ended up moving to Berlin. How'd that go? How'd you did you become a punk rocker because you were like, fuck this small town, I want to be where the action is, just like Rancid? And then you moved to Berlin because that was the home of. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot to mention the Ramones Museum is another tight spot in Berlin. But yeah, like how'd you get into punk rock?
I have a bigger brother.
Oh yeah,
he's 10 years older than me. And I mean, when I started doing music when I was 13 or stuff, I live on a village near Flensburg, and they were all into like new metal. It was beginning of 2000s. Right. They all loved Limp Bizkit and Korn and stuff. And I started as a drummer, and I'm a shitty drummer. And and then I sang, and there was my shouting is not good either. And then my guitar player came up with, okay, his older brother gave him like a cassette, The Walk Among Us of Misfits, and it was like, okay,
oh, nice.
We could do that. I mean,
like that's you could pull that off, right? Yeah.
And it all started with that, and it was like, okay. And then we had our first band, played a couple of gigs. I mean, I finished my school. Or we all did, and the band broke up because everyone went
kind of how it goes,
right? And at the same time, my girlfriend from school, we broke up, and it was like, okay, now is the best time to leave town. Yeah, like you have this small town, so you have to meet your ex every once in a while.
Right.
Your band broke up. The school is over, and you don't know what to do now. But you have this interesting in music, so okay, maybe a bigger town would be great. The first plan was to do Hamburg, and Hamburg is way too expensive. To rent.
Oh yeah. I've heard that. Yeah.
And my first room in Berlin a couple of years ago was $100 a month, and I was like, okay,
holy shit,
I could do that with street music. So I started doing street music and. Playing around and do some gigs and pubs, and it was like, it was enough to live. And then I started Circus Rhapsody.
Hell yeah. Well, that's great. That's a nice summary of a probably more complex story, but that's good enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's real interesting. The thing that intrigues me is you were with a bunch of guys who were into like new metal, what do you call it, metalcore or whatnot, and you weren't talented enough to play it, so you defaulted to Misfits, and that got you into punk rock.
Yeah, it really did. It was like that was the start.
I love that story because it's like probably true about a lot of people, but I would have to say, everybody's got their own taste, but I love the Misfits way more than any metalcore bands. So good on you.
Yeah, it was like it was a coincidence. I mean, my bigger brother was like all into rock music. It was like, okay, he had a flag of Guns N' Roses at his wall, and he loved Korn because he has a metal band himself, but he also loved NoFX at the time because before this internet thing, it was like every rock music to me, because there's an electric guitar with overdrive. I like that music. Sure. And he was like that. And so I just could go through his collection. It was like, okay, I like the Misfits now. What else there? Iron Maiden. It's cool, but not my thing at the moment. There's this NoFX. What is NoFX? I don't know how to spell it because you don't know.
That was the thing back in the day. Like when people first found out about NoFX, nobody knew what to fucking call them. It was NoFX. Or right. I don't know. I don't think anybody knew it was supposed to be called NoFX. At least like nobody from my circle of friends, like it was crazy.
I'm still not sure if that's right.
It might be like somebody eventually was like NoFX, and Fat Mike was like, "Sure, we'll go with that," and it just stuck.
I don't care. Yeah, and the other thing is like when you were younger, you get. I don't know. I have the feeling that you take more time to look at the CD you listen to at the moment, and it was like, what's the name of the guitar player? It's called Hefe, and Hefe in German is like you use it to do bread and stuff. And this is funny. That is like beer, right? It's Hefe, like the boss. Okay. Yeah. And let's start with that.
Excellent. 1 second, I gotta grab one more beer, and then I will get to the last part of this. But I gotta disconnect real quick.
Sure. Take your time.
Hi, Intruder Maniacs. Are you in a band? The answer is, of course you are. Everybody's in a fucking band these days. Anyway, if you're in a band, congratulations. I'm making the worst financial decision of your life, aside from taking out college loans or something. Yeah. Now, there is a way to lessen the burden of such a financial decision. It's called merchandising. And Stupid Rad Merch Company is all ready to meet your merchandising needs. You want some t-shirts? Got a tight deadline you need them printed on? And because you booked a tour less than a month out and didn't get canceled like everybody else's tours did? How about a bunch of weird random trinkets like keychains, medallions, and what about koozies? Like everybody likes koozies. Koozies are great because they keep your drink cold and your hand warm, or vice versa, depending on what you're drinking. Stupid Rad Merch Company can get all these made for you. Stupid Rad Merch Company is an in-house artist who can help you with your designs of stuff. They're still a small enough company that they pay special attention to you and your special needs. Because, everybody's got special needs. Like, you probably mostly. And they even got a web store. That's where the real magic is. You go on tour and you sell your stuff, but chances are you're going to have some left over, or some fans are going to feel like left out because they didn't have enough money to buy something at your show. So they go on to stupidradmerch.com and find stuff from your band on there. They'll take care of all your production and shipping fulfillment needs. So go ahead, go on to Stupid Rad Merch Company's web store right now and check out all the tight bands that are already on there. They got a bunch of them, like got the Bomb Pops and like the Bad Cop and stuff. It's all good. All sorts of cool swag. And right now, if you go on there and at checkout you use the code PRISON, you can get 15% off all of the Stupid Rad Merch branded apparel at stupidradmerch.com. Go check it out. stupidradmerch.com. Guitar players, I bet you thought you were shit out of luck when it comes to finding your dream guitar or amp. You You go on some auction site or something and it's all crap? Yeah. Well, that's because, you gotta look in the right place. And the right place is Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars. They got exactly what you're looking for. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't they located in like Switzerland or something? Yeah, man, they are. Bern, Switzerland to be exact. But you can get on the internet and you can go check out their website, yeahmansguitars.com, and you can order stuff on there. So, it don't really matter where the heck you are in the world. You can just get on their website and find all sorts of cool stuff that you're looking for. And you might not even know that you wanted it until you see it on there, and there's a lot of good stuff. If you got something specific you're looking for and need some help finding it, just hit up Yeah Man Guitars on the electronic mail. That's the email. It's like 21st century and you got email and websites. It's like amazing. Some people will call it magic. Some people will call it science. I just call it, I don't know, crazy shit. yeahmansguitars@gmail.com. As far as email goes, it's where you email them. And while you're at it, get your band a tour in Europe and stop by the shop. Michael and the rest of the crew would love to meet you, I'm sure. And you could tell them Green sent you. Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars.
I probably should just have that ready, but I never do.
Take your time. It's Sunday for all of us.
Yeah, that's right. It is Sunday. Cheers again. Got some more Stoy to Baker here.
Talking about the Misfits.
Yeah,
that's one of my highlights on the album. I don't know if you heard the whole thing, but there is a song called "All Hell Breaks Loose," which is the title of the Danzig Misfits era, and we had the luck to get Dr. Chud on guest vocals.
Oh,
he was
all right.
The drummer of the Misfits in the '90s era, and that was like, okay, when those American Psycho Famous Monsters album came out, I was like, okay, this is it. This is like the melody core I love, and. Yeah, and this is a thing I hear from many musicians at the moment. Like, okay, during that COVID thing, the musicians have nothing to do, so you can ask them for a featuring. And I tried that with Dr. Chud, and that's like, okay, this is my highlight on the album.
Yeah, no, I did notice that, and I didn't get to that track yet, but yeah, I was like, Dr. Chud, why does that sound familiar? And yeah, that's right on. Fucking drummer for the Misfits.
Yeah,
that's
right.
awesome.
This was like when he sent. I talked to him and we chatted a couple of times, and when he sent me his part of the vocals, it was like. It was the birthday of my father last year or something, and so I went home to my parents and was at my old room.
Oh, like, shit!
I'm sitting here listening to my song with Dr. Chud on it. Okay, this is a high five to myself.
Right in your old bedroom.
Right.
Like teenage you is like, yeah, that's good.
He would be very proud of me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice featuring. Like I sent him the track, and he didn't just sang my part, but he invented something new. He just like this typical Misfits. Whoa! I was like, yeah, this is, and now it's a Misfits song. Wow!
Yeah.
To now, and
that's awesome that he was into it, and he actually like really got into it. He didn't just half-ass it.
Yeah. Right, and he's the nicest guy, and I hope we will do it next year when we come to the States, that we can do it on stage live.
Hell yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll see you guys in the States because I'm over here, but maybe, you actually, that does remind me. So like you guys, you got your tour canceled. Did you rebook everything yet, or are you still holding off on it?
We rebooked most of it. We do some festivals now in August, like Northern Germany, like the South festivals are mostly at villages, but Schleswig-Holstein, and some in the West. And in October, November, we would do around 20, 30 concerts around the place.
Around Germany or Europe or what?
It's mostly around Germany.
Okay.
And next year we will do a tour direction from Berlin to the UK. So we will do like Netherlands, France, and then UK.
You guys play? Have you guys done the UK before?
Yeah, 3 times.
All right.
Yeah, the 7-inch I mentioned before was released over a London-based label.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so we have friends over there.
Yeah, I love playing in UK, mostly because like when we do European tours, you know, like we like to make jokes too, like you guys do. But like I don't know. When you're in France, they get the jokes over there because we speak English. We're not so good at speaking other languages. And even if we were, our jokes would definitely not work in other languages.
Not the same. Yeah.
Yeah. It just doesn't work too good. But you know, so yeah, when we're in like France and Italy, they're just like, really, just play another song, please, because we don't know what the fuck you're saying.
But I think that's a quality. I mean, I try to do, and I think you have, like you don't do like complex monologues on stage, but do this. Okay, I talk with the whole body, like everyone's hands up in the air, and then the audience will get it without the words.
That's true. I mean? You got to put on a show. You're not just. It's not a spoken word thing. You gotta fucking you gotta be a showman and like give people something. You know, it's kind of the whole thing of like, if you just want to listen to music, you can fucking listen to a record or like stream it at home. But if you're going to a show, people want a little visual to go along with it. You know, they got the energy from the crowd and something visual on stage, and that's good. That's good showmanship. I think that's the right word.
Yeah, and the rest is cotton candy.
Yes, I'm stoked on a cotton candy. That's like my number one reason for seeing you guys at some point. Actually, is because I love cotton candy. Do you guys do all like different colors, or is it just like pink?
It started our first artwork. I was sent. I had a friend. He draw the whole stuff, and it was like I'm a fan of this. Like the old LucasArts games, like Day of the Tentacle, Manic Mansion, but also this the Happy Tree Friends. Maybe this is better known in the US. And I know
Happy Tree Friends. Yeah,
it's very cute, but it's like it's horror. Yeah,
exactly.
And this is what I wanted to do when the first album was horror punk. And he gave me that that artwork, and it shows a girl with a cotton candy, which is actually a brain. You see the spine at the end of the cover.
Oh, that's cool.
And it started with that cover that we said, oh, this is funny. Let's do that on stage. And so we always go with like pink, red stuff. You know?
Oh, sure.
So, and it's, I think since then we play much more festivals because the festival owners will always want to have a cotton candy machine during the festival. And it's on stage, so the people have to come to the front. So we do it.
Well, plus you could I know you say it's free cotton candy, but like maybe after you're done playing, if you keep it going, you start charging like $5 a pop or something, make a little side money, a little side hustle. Yeah, you could do that. You could do it.
I tell you something.
Just sell it at the merch booth. You sell it at the merch booth, make some cash.
Yeah, we are not a band that earn money with it. We are more like, okay, we do this stuff. And if people ask us, hey, could you play on my birthday? Like, we do every show because we just love playing and we love the people who like our music. And especially the business plan is that. You, in German, you say Rattenfänger. Never mind. You have the cotton candy machine on. Rattenfänger is like a rat catcher. Yeah, you know, you pick your fan one at a time.
Oh yeah,
everybody has a personal thing with you. Yeah, and so and the cotton candy machine is like, okay, the people come to the front because they want the cotton candy, and then they stay because they have English word a bad
taste. No, that's not.
No, right. It's like okay, I have the cotton candy now. I have the feeling I have to dance now.
Oh yeah. Because they get that sugar buzz and they're like, let's go, baby. All right.
And I have to give the band something back. I can't just go to the stage, get the cotton candy, and went back into the back.
Oh, yeah. They feel obligated to like party.
And then they
basically.
enjoy the show more, and then they want the merch. That's the business plan.
All right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Better than
You-
$5.
Well,
for
it's like,
candy.
you give them some swag, and then they're stoked to sign up. Swag. That's what
It's
it
a good
is.
word.
It's like when you, they got, it happens all the time with like bars and clubs where they'll be sponsored by some like booze or something, and they start giving out all this swag, and it's like fucking Jägermeister does it a lot in the States. Like, I know Jägermeister is pretty big over here, but it's also huge in the States. It's like the only kind of like what do you call it? Kraut liquor. Yeah. It's like there's maybe a few
Kraut
different
liquor.
ones, but that's what it's called, right? Something like that.
I thought you mean the crowd, but you mean like the stuff it's made out of. They say.
Well, no, I thought that's like literally what it's called over here. Kraut.
Right.
Kraut liquor or something. That's
have
like the German word. I don't know.
Kräuterlikör, yeah, right.
That's what it is. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we have a bunch of and
a bunch of them here, but like over in the States, it's pretty much just Jägermeister. Which I don't know when that started, but it's pretty big. And then you'll get like people. Oh, get your Jägermeister keychain. It's free and blah, 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 blah. Here's a sticker or whatever. And then people are like, Jägermeister's giving me free stuff. I think I'll go buy some now. It's hey, that's good. It's just marketing, It's good marketing. You buy the cotton candy, and then I'm like, well, I got some free cotton candy. Guess I'll go buy a CD. Why not?
Yeah, and then the thing is, you see the cotton candy at the artwork of the CD, and it's like, okay, this is the cotton. I mean, there are a couple of photos in the internet, like hashtag Cotton Candy Band. I forgot the name, but the show was awesome. The hashtag Cotton Candy Band is now ours. Okay,
it's funny because it's actually a pretty easy name to remember, like Circus Rhapsody. Yeah,
not for
I think
Germans.
it is. Okay,
not for Germans.
It's very
the Germans don't
English.
know the word Rhapsody.
Yeah, that is kind of a tricky one, I guess. Like, what does that even mean? I don't really know. Like, I don't know what Rhapsody actually means. It's kind of like, I don't know. Is it like kind of like an opera, but for English people? Something like that?
is an old Greek kind of poem.
Oh yeah,
actually, but I would
basically
say,
I'm right.
Yeah. Rhapsody is a Queen song or something. I don't know.
That's right. Band. It's like a Queen circus band. I
don't know. Actually, we had flyers and stuff on programs of clubs where they actually wrote the name wrong. The worst thing was Rap City. They really thought we were a hip hop.
That's amazing.
We are not. Did you even listen to the music? We are not Rap City.
But I would love that.
The idea that we have a song with a rap part in it. My rapping is not that good, but it was like, okay, let's do this once. We have to have a rap part in one song. So, what's up? This is Circus Rhapsody. The raps.
But did you call it Circus Rap City? Is that the name of the song?
The song is called Chucky, like the doll of.
All right. Well, I think you should consider retitling it Circus Rap City, because that would be beautiful. We have
an idea for merch. Like there's the honey.
Yeah.
Oh, in German honey. It's Raps. In English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just check me what the English word for Raps is.
I've heard this before. And I don't remember what the fuck
English
it is.
Canola or a rapeseed.
Oh yeah, canola oil. That's right.
Yeah, right.
People use it for cooking.
Yeah, right. And you could do honey out of it. And so
honey.
It would be Circus Rhapshonig.
Okay.
Circus, Raps honey. So it's in German. It's funny. You would get it. Ask your friends.
I believe it to be true. All right. Oh yeah. Well. I don't got too much more questions to ask, but I really just got one, unless there was anything else you wanted to bring up.
I would always say, keep an eye on Manic Vanity Records.
Oh, yeah.
is like it's a cool genre. When we found them, it was like, oh, they have a bunch of new and interesting bands on it. And yeah, what you say, it's a bit theatrical. They all have a punk attitude and all good musicians. So check out the bands.
I think it's going to be fun too now that everybody's getting back to playing shows again, because you guys are new to Mannequin Vanity Records. I have no idea how long they've been around, but now that shows are happening again, I'll be real interested to check out like you guys or any of the bands on that label, because of the theatricalness of it. It's like that's going to be. It's just going to be a fun time. And I think, after the last year, people are going to want to party, and everything about that record label sounds like a party to me. So, yeah fucking so. A. Yeah. Well, my last question is, I try to warn people. Oh, wait, no, you did send me a thing, or Melanie passed it along. And it's crime stories. Do you got any? But I can't do anything with it just typed. I have to hear the story. Like it's an audio podcast. So somebody typed something. I don't know if it was you or somebody else.
It was me. It actually was me. And I loved it that Melanie said, do you want to go to the Intruder Green podcast? And I was like, sure do. I was like, yeah, but you have to have a crime story. Sure you want a crime story.
No problem. All right.
But yeah, as a punk band, you get. I tapped it into our WhatsApp group, and I get all the members of the bands and the crew were like sending me talking messages like, "You remember one time and that and that and that."
Oh shit!
We did a lot of shit over the years. But let's take something that is not too illegal, but it's maybe like make us look good or sympathetic.
I have yet to incriminate anybody on this show, on this podcast that I know of, but I'm always ready to start because that would like make me super famous and stuff. So,
yeah, right. You want me to tell the story?
Oh yes, please.
Actually. Oh sure. I think the nice story I pick for sending you was like we played over the years. You get a couple of fans who get couples, and some of them marry after a while, and then they invite you to play the marriage at the wedding. And it was like we played at a little town in Eastern Germany, and was like, okay, there is this old building. I guess it's the old brewery areal, and nobody is there anymore. And so we have to park our van like a kilometer away, and we have to get our equipment over the fences. And it was like, okay, they had like a diesel generator, and that one broke. And so we had no power anymore. Huh. So, one of the bands, I won't give his name, but is work with electricity. And so he went into the building, and it was like, okay, there's this old safety, what's the name? Sicherungskasten.
Like a safety switch.
Yeah, like a safety switch. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And he went into that and turned the power back on because how. And it's like, okay, the city will pay for its own power right now. And
there you go.
The whole evening,
all right.
and the whole evening was done by this. I guess that was pretty nice, but a bit illegal. If the police,
that's good. I like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like it.
It was for the cause.
Yeah, it was for the cause, and people might not think too much of it, but electricity. I noticed that Germans take their energy consumption very seriously over here. Not just because of like the environmental impact, but because it's fucking expensive. So I appreciate that. Anytime you can rip somebody off is a good time. I mean, as long as it's a victimless crime, which I'm pretty sure that was,
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's a nice thing to say.
Well, because like you guys probably pay your taxes, so like you're paying into this system, and you basically pay for that electricity.
Okay, when
In
the
one
police
way or
came
another.
up when the police came up after this podcast to me, I will send them to you so you can explain why this was a good thing. Okay,
That's right. I can represent you in a court of law.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have
That's
to
a good
pass the
idea.
bar here, but I passed a lot of bars. I got behind some, so like we can fucking figure it out. I put, yeah.
Good.
I got a shirt. I got a T-shirt here. This is what I wear in court.
Yeah,
So I look
Very-
very this an audio podcast, but I got one of those T-shirts with the bow tie on it, and I wear that in court so they take me nice and seriously.
yeah. I guess that's yeah. We will win this thing. Thank you.
That's right.
I will give you a call.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Well, Miki, did I get
Yeah.
it right, Miki? It was good talking to you, bud. It was good to meet you, and
Yeah, me too. Thank you for having me.
I really hope I actually get to see you guys play at some point.
Yeah, what I say, we will play Germany this year in fall and in spring, the rest of Europe, and next summer we'll come to the US. So I hope at some point we'll meet.
Hell yeah.
Until then, I mean, can we do a selfie?
Yeah, I'm recording this whole thing. I'm going to put the video out on the Patreon. I can send it to you too if you want.
Sure thing.
So how are we doing a selfie?
Huh? With a computer.
Oh, just like
And-
we'll do it. Well, like right now, take a snapshot.
I would say I have a schnapps. Maybe you have one.
Oh yeah. I don't have no hard booze, but I got the beer.
Okay, I have this one especially for you for tonight.
Oh, it's
The
even
green
green. Shit, I should have brought some rum in here. I got a lot of rum, but not in here.
Because Circus Rhapsody is brown. Huh? I have a green. Anyway, I have a green one, and I say, let me take the. Oh, this is hard. Wow, thank you.
Hey guys, I gotta do a thing. I'll do one of these. No, keep it up. I'm gonna do a screenshot.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Prost.
Prost, my friend.
Yeah.
But you know the green stuff, right? When you're in Germany.
Oh, is
Peppermint
that
liquor?
the peppermint liquor? Yeah.
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 I bet you know that one.
Yeah, I do. But like in the States, we always do shots of like whiskey or whiskey, mainly whiskey.
Yeah, I was at the States at my honeymoon. During my
Oh,
honeymoon,
yeah.
And it was like, okay, what kind? I love to go into pubs and say, okay, I want to drink a liquor I never drank before. So your challenge now. And in America, in the States, it was like, yeah, we have whiskey and we have vodka. Hey, have you something more interesting?
So you weren't in
What-
Chicago?
I was in New York.
Okay. Well,
And
yeah.
they were all like, okay, we have tons of craft beers. Yeah, but I want a shot. Yeah, here's
All right.
a whiskey. Okay, then maybe not the right place for my challenge. But in
Yeah.
Germany, it works very well. Like this is a challenge for a tour.
Oh, yeah.
Like drink, new kind of liquor every night.
Yeah, we like to do that on tour. Like that's how we discovered. I mean, the Crowder liqueurs are everywhere too. Like they got them in Italy and stuff too. And that was kind of the thing. Like we'd be like, I want to try something weird. What do you got? And yeah, I don't remember, weird stuff every time. But
Yeah.
I would say if you next time you're in the States, get a shot of Malort.
Malort. Okay.
Malort with a T at the end. It's and get ready for a wild ride. They don't have it everywhere. It's definitely big in Chicago, but it's kind of spread around that area of the country a little bit, where some bars have it just because it's kind of like a underground cultural thing. Mainly but based on like punk rock people, because they're like discovered it in Chicago and it's like this thing that everybody hates but everybody like feels like they need to do it.
Yeah.
And then those same
What's the
people end
taste?
up
Oh, sorry.
I mean I kind of don't want to describe it to you, because if you're expecting something it's not going to be as special.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
But maybe like a rotten grapefruit.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And my tip for you, next time you are in, I don't know, like Leipzig or something in the east of Germany, try
Leipzig.
Schnapps.
I've been there before.
Yeah, they have garlic schnapps, and that's
Really?
like, okay, yeah. They come into the room with the schnapps, and the whole room stinks. And when you drink it, you can be sure for the next 3 days you won't talk to anybody.
Damn, I never heard of that. I've been in
try it.
Leipzig a lot.
It's
so
like
I have to ask around.
Yeah, try that one.
Excellent. Well, we'll do, bud. And I don't know, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Hope so.
Hell yeah.
And that's it for the Intruder Green podcast. You can hit me up on all the socials at Intruder Green, or go to intrudergreen.com for all the cool stuff. And the web store's on there, and all sorts of stuff. The Intruder Green calling line is +1 608 535 9608. Patreon.com/Intruder Green if you want to become a producer of the podcast. The Intruder Green podcast is produced by Colin Bennett, management by Anka Kramer, hair and makeup by Genevieve Smith, set design by Dylan Raymer, catering Matthew Hendershot, lighting Squeak Lights, Rahway, New Jersey. Our theme song is Particles by Type Bros. Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.